Hi there, this is Andy Brown, one of the owners of the Climer School of Real Estate, the best real estate school in Florida. And I'm going to be doing another ClimerSchool real estate math tutorial video for you. Hopefully, will help you pass your state exam at Pearson VUE. This particular one is another proration problem. Remember, there's three types of prorations you'll be tested on. This one is on prepaid rent. Now, first of all, I'm going to remind you, to do any proration, I don't care who you are, you need to know three things. What is the bill, what is the closing date, and something called who is the day of closing being assigned to, the buyer or the seller. This particular one is going to help my online course friends. Now, for this one, prepaid rent, please remember, rent is paid in advance. If you've ever rented anything, you know, if you pay on the first of the month, you can stay for the rest of the month. So in this example, the rent is $1,245 a month. We're closing on June 21st. The day of closing is being charged to the buyer. Now, like any other proration, I don't care what it is, you have to know how much is every day in that period worth. This is monthly, and June only has 30 days. So we're going to divide that monthly rent by 30. If you put that into your calculator, you will discover that's $41.50 a day. What does it mean in this scenario? Every single day in June is worth $41.50 in rent. Now the question is, who owes who how many days? Let's break June up again on the board. So it has 30 days. We're closing on June 21st. The challenge of the proration is that the seller owned the home from the beginning of the month to the closing date. The buyer owns the property from the closing date to the end of the month. Think about this. On the first of the month, the seller went to their mailbox and there was a check for $1,245. The seller gets to keep these days because they were the owner landlord. But the buyer gets these days because they're the new owner landlord. The problem tells us day of closing belongs to the buyer. That means day 21 is the buyer's. 1 through 20 is the seller's. They get to keep that money. How many days is in here? And by the way, the answer is not 9. Don't do 30 minus 21. The 21st is a day. Not to mention, 9 plus 20 is only 29 days, and we know June has 30 days. Even if you count it on your fingers, starting from 21, there's 10 days that the buyer gets that part of the rent. So because it's paid in advance, we're worried about this part of it here. So 10 days. And remember, every day is $41.50. So the rent proration is $415. But you're not done. How is it shown on the closing statement? Now remember, the seller gets to keep those days. They were the owner landlord, but they have to pay those days to the buyer, the new landlord. So the buyer is getting it. It'll show as a happy face credit to the buyer. And the seller is paying it, so it shows as a frowny face debit to the seller. And you have just prorated this example on prepaid rent. I really hope that helps you at Pearson VUE and helps you pass your state exam, because that's really what counts. If you have any questions, you can email the school. Someone will get back to you. But in the meantime, good luck at Pearson VUE. And above all, don't overthink it.